All that Han Xiao had in his arsenal was the enhanced 73 Wasp handgun, an N9 Colt assault rifle, 15 magazines of ammo, and the lightweight mecha arm whose durability had been reduced to 130. He was essentially outmatched in terms of equipment. Bang! The sniper rifle was fired again. The bullet pierced through the tree he was hiding behind, narrowly missing him. Han Xiao groaned. While the enemy had night vision, he could only attempt to make out their position from the muzzle flashes. The sniper rifle was too powerful. With his current health, it would probably take only 3 shots to kill him. Han Xiao decided to put the 18 unassigned stat points at his disposal to use. He added 14 points into End for additional health and 4 into Street to bolster his STR advantage. Engaging in a shootout would only be disadvantageous, so even though close combat was risky, he had to take the chance. It was virtually impossible to run away since the enemy had night vision. The only way to make it out now was to kill them all. With the plus 10 bonus from the mechanical arm on top of his 29 STR, Han Xiao had enough STR to ensure that his blows would proc overwhelming blows. With 36 points in End, he now had a max HP of 460. He had instantly gained 140 HP from adding End, which was crucial as Han Xiao was already low on health. His current HP was now close to 400, which was much more optimistic than before. The agents were fanning out to surround him, and Han Xiao noticed that they were not very closely coordinated. He estimated that it would take around 5 to 8 seconds for them to reach each other to help. In other words, Han Xiao had to be sure to finish off his target in this short amount of time. Having killed over 30 guards in the Valkyrie base, Han Xiao was now sitting on 116,000 experience points. He dumped all of it into his combat skills. Grappling has been raised to LV5. Plus 7% counter, plus 10% damage, barehanded. Basic combat has been raised to LV8. Plus 8% damage, barehanded. As basic combat has reached LV8 and submission has reached LV3, you may learn one of these 3 advanced skills. Special Ops Combat. Jujutsu. Iron Fist. Special Ops focused on explosiveness, assassination, and usage of tools, Jujutsu focused on grappling and submission, Iron Fist focused on strengthening the limbs and improving one's tolerance to taking damage. They were 3 very different styles of skills. What Han Xiao needed now was explosiveness, so he chose Special Ops Combat. You have learned the advanced skill Special Ops Combat. Plus 6% crit rate, melee, plus 4% damage, barehanded. Han Xiao's melee damage was now increased by 15%, and his overall combat ability was also boosted considerably. Not only did he feel much stronger than before, he had a mysterious feeling that he had somehow acquired mastery over several fighting styles. It's a pity that I still don't have any active energy-based combat skills, thought Han Xiao. As mechanics had very few active skills in their earlier levels, they couldn't make much use of their energy. Han Xiao put on the lightweight mecha arm and crouched down. He took a few moments to regulate his breathing and optimize his oxygen flow before suddenly springing forward and charging towards the agent closest to him on the flank. As soon as Han Xiao showed himself, the 6 agents opened fire. With the mecha arm as his shield, Han Xiao weaved through the trees to evade the rain of metal while returning fire with the SMG in his other hand. The smell of gunpowder was overbearing. In 3 seconds, Han Xiao came within range of his target. He threw the SMG at the agent's gun hand as a distraction before swinging the mighty mecha arm at him. The agent raised his arms in reflex to block the blow and endured the pain to draw his handgun. He aimed at Han Xiao's head and fired, but Han Xiao's dex was not just for show. With seemingly inhuman reflexes, Han Xiao clipped his arm over the agent's gun hand and tugged down to make him lose balance and buckle forward before proceeding to ruthlessly smash his knee up into his groin. You have dealt a fatal blow. 2x critical hit. Your target is stunned for 2 seconds. Although the agent's expression was covered by his goggles, his painful scream was telling of the blow's effectiveness. Han Xiao took advantage of his temporary immobility to knee him again and again. Thud. 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 -78. -81. -84. Sorry brother, I know it must hurt a lot, but I'm not the one who decided not to include groin protection in your armor. The agent's HP plummeted and Han Xiao finished him off by ripping into his throat with the mechanical arm. Before Han Xiao could celebrate his first kill, he felt a sharp pain in his back. He hurriedly dropped to the ground and dragged the agent's body over him as a shield while he crawled towards a tree for cover. You have been shot by an SWP sniper rifle. 68 damage taken. You have been shot by a high-caliber bullet. You are now bleeding, medium. You will lose 3 HP every second for 15 seconds. The pain caused Han Xiao's face to pale. Just a single shot had taken out one whole chunk of his health bar. Unfortunately, he could not afford the time to bandage the wound. Damn it! The remaining 5 Night Owl agents were enraged that Han Xiao had killed their comrade. They rapidly closed in as they fired, cornering Han Xiao. Han Xiao quickly searched through the agent's body and put on his Kevlar vest. It would do well to block 1 or 2 shots. More importantly, however, he found 3G fragment grenades, one of which he immediately tossed out. Kaboom! The agents had to stop shooting as they frantically ducked for cover. Shoot more, assholes! Yelled Han Xiao furiously as he threw out a second grenade, causing the 5 agents to scramble back to the ground just as they were about to get up. After the blast, a third black object was flung out in the air, and the 5 agents subconsciously crouched down once more. However, when there was no explosion after 2 seconds had passed, they looked up to see that it was just a piece of rock. Meanwhile, Han Xiao was already charging towards the next agent while firing his assault rifle wildly. Although Han Xiao managed to kill the agent who was seeking cover in the grass, he was now out of ammo. Han Xiao tossed the rifle away and threw the third grenade, buying himself some time to get in range. As he rammed into the third agent, knocking him down, a shot from Silver Blade's assault rifle clipped him in the calf. Han Xiao grimaced. The calf injury affected his movement speed, so Han Xiao decided to jump into the agent he had knocked down, causing them to tumble together out of the other agent's line of sight where he made short work of him behind a tree. The agents simply stood no chance against him at close combat. But there were still 3 agents left. Although the odds were against him and he had lost half of his HP, Han Xiao remained calm and spent some time to plan his next move. The enemy will probably. Meanwhile, Silver Blade was in complete disbelief. He had vastly underestimated the test subject, resulting in their number being halved. Bomb him, he ordered. They threw grenades. Kaboom! Is he dead? Stay cautious, replied Silver Blade as he and the other 2 agents slowly approached. When they reached the tree, they noticed that there was a burnt corpse on the ground. From what remained of its uniform, it appeared to have been Han Xiao. Finally, the 2 agents lowered their guns and relaxed. No, shouted Silver Blade all of a sudden. Get down! Before the 2 agents could react, a gunshot was fired. However, the gunshot was not intended for either of them. Instead, it was aimed at the corpse, or more precisely, the 3 grenades that were planted on it. As they were at point-blank range, the 2 agents were instantly engulfed by the blast and bombarded with shrapnel. You have dealt 60 damage to the enemy. X8. You have killed a Night Owl agent. 1500 EXP gained. X2. Han Xiao rose up weakly from a patch of tall grass. He was heavily injured, bleeding, and almost out of stamina. Fatigue was setting in, and it was taking him all the willpower and focus that he could muster just to keep his eyes open. He had managed to survive the previous blast with 50 HP left by using the agent's corpse as a meat shield, after which he had dressed the corpse in his clothes and planted the grenades. Only Silver Blade had been vigilant enough to escape his trap. Han Xiao's limbs were shaking uncontrollably, and he couldn't even see properly due to the blood blurring his vision. Suddenly, a black figure darted towards him. "You asked for it," howled an enraged Silver Blade as he thrust a knife forward. The searchlight from a black Harrier helicopter was illuminating the forest. Hyla jumped down from the aircraft into what seemed like the aftermath of a fierce battle. The test subject squad had already arrived and were collecting blood samples. Number 1 was standing silently with clenched fists. The sight of the 6 agents' bodies stunned Hyla for a few moments. As unbelievable as it seemed, Zero had eliminated Night Owl Squad 3 and escaped. She crouched down to examine the bodies, and was able to deduce that 1 had died by gunshot, 2 by explosion, and 3 in melee combat. Silver Blade's entire lower body had been pulverized, and there were shards of glass from his night vision goggles embedded in his eyes. He had clearly been done in by someone much more powerful than him. How could Zero have become so strong all of a sudden? Even if he had been hiding his true capabilities the entire time, Zero had only been training for at most half a year. It was simply inconceivable that he could take on the Night Owl Squad that comprised of veteran elite agents. Could he have awoken superpowers like I did? Hyla regretted not having kept a closer eye on Han Xiao. Perhaps, she thought, she could have prevented all of this. Also, Zero had chosen to escape on the same day that she had happened to be away. Was it luck, or had he planned it all? "Their equipment is missing, but we managed to find this," reported one of the agents as he showed the mecha arm to Hyla. The mecha arm was drenched in blood, and there was a knife sticking out of its engine. "Bring it back." 1 day later, a large number of Germinal personnel arrived at the Valkyrie base to salvage any remaining surveillance footage and gather clues. The boss himself also came. The boss of the Germinal organization wore a black coat, black mask, black gloves. Well, he was essentially covered in black from head to toe, and looked like he had come right out of Detective Conan. Only 5 people in the entire organization had ever seen his face. "Where is Zero?" he asked plainly. "We failed to track him," answered Number 1 through clenched teeth. "If I have more time." The boss abruptly raised a hand in dismissal. Number 1 immediately stopped blabbering. The boss was in an extremely bad mood. Just a few days ago, he had dismissed Zero as a piece of trash, and this piece of trash had managed to escape while taking out so many of his men. 30 armed guards killed, all the research destroyed, and 1 elite squad wiped. On top of that, he killed Lin Weixian and escaped? "Are you kidding me?" he yelled at his men. "I want to know when he turned and how he got so strong." A researcher hastily replied, "We have come up with a theory after going through his records." "Go on." Zero's behavior and actions before and after the experiment are strikingly different. According to the original reports from his capture, Zero's original identity was Xiao Han, the 3rd son of the Alumura family's second in charge. This was shocking news even to the boss himself. The Alumura family were a powerful warring clan allied with the country of Theus. Test subjects captured for experimentation were usually criminals or stragglers. How did someone with such background end up in their hands? The son of the Alumura's second in charge? How? According to our investigations, Xiao Han was the most ungifted among his siblings. Not only was he unable to awaken any energy, he was extremely incapable at leadership and weak-minded, answered the researcher as he flipped through his report. Our agents stumbled across him in the wreckage of a battle. He had been following his elder brother, Xiao Hai, on a transport mission when they were ambushed by an enemy. Continue. At the time, Xiao Hai was in command of the team, and the assailants' true aim was not the goods that they were transporting, but he himself. He was the most promising of his siblings, and was more or less guaranteed to succeed his father's position. According to our intel, the ambush was an inside job. Someone within the family wanted to get rid of him. During the ambush, Xiao Hai forced Xiao Han to swap clothes with him and he used him as bait. In the end, while Xiao Han was hit by a cannon, Xiao Hai managed to escape to safety. Since when was our network that well informed? frowned the boss. Xiao Hai did not bother to hide the truth, including the fact that he used Xiao Han as bait. The circumstances of Xiao Han's death did not hurt Xiao Ha's standing in the family. At the time, the second in charge even said that Xiao Hai had done well. As you know, the Alumera family values power above all. A burden like Xiao Han meant nothing to them. Even his siblings did not mourn his death. Han Xiao's past existence was like a roadside flower that everyone trampled over without notice. The boss laughed coldly. The weak do indeed deserve no sympathy. Enough of his past. Tell me what happened during the 6 months. We think that the Valkyrie experiment triggered a change within his body, a change greater than we could have imagined. It did not just unlock his talent for machinery, what it did was enhance his intelligence. We think that he has been planning his escape from the very start. Are you saying that the brainwash did not work on him? Interrupted Hyla. Yes, I'm afraid so. Hyla frowned. The researcher continued, how is it possible for a subject with no memories to develop his own will? The only explanation seems to be that Valkyrie helped him to regain his memories. However, since he was never a gifted person to begin with, Valkyrie must have also awakened some kind of hidden strength within him. Are you sure? Asked the leader coldly. Not absolutely, admitted the researcher. It was simply conjecture after all. Who the hell could be sure? Number 1 couldn't help but butt in. Was he just luck? The boss instantly silenced him with a stare. Oh right. The guards also brought back this mecha arm that he used, added the researcher. Although the craftsmanship of the arm itself is not very refined, I must say that it is quite a revolutionary concept. It seems like this mecha arm played a huge part in his escape. The weapons development department would like to replicate this model for development. Finally, thought the boss, something good to hear. Funds are not an issue. I just want results. The researcher nodded, continuing. No matter what, Zero's cunning and talents make him a dangerous person. He has high research value. Whether dead or alive, obtaining his body will undoubtedly help us in perfecting Valkyrie. While the researchers were all terrified of Han Xiao as he could have killed them anytime he wanted, they were, after all, men of science. Number 1 frowned. From the moment that he was created, he knew that he had a predecessor. This fact alone caused him to identify Han Xiao as an enemy. However, just when he thought that he had surpassed Han Xiao, reality hit him like a truck. Before determining the exact factor behind the drug's effects, cease all experimentation. Round up all the test subjects once more for another round of brainwashing. I don't want another Zero to appear, ordered the boss. No one's eyes widened in disbelief. He felt that his loyalty to the organization was being doubted. I wish to lead a team to pursue Zero, he burst out. The boss looked at number 1 as he contemplated. He did indeed have high expectations for the test subjects squad. Can you do it? I will definitely succeed, declared number 1. Fine. Bring Zero back dead or alive.